Satoshi Saturday number 68. Why Satoshis are important for the future of our species. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we're going to talk about today. What's up, guys? It is Saturday, May 31st, 2025. We're at the Bitcoin block height of 899,258. As of this recording, the Bitcoin price today is just over $104,000. But that's not what's important. What's important is for $1, you can get yourself over 958 Satoshis. And yes, I said it, for $1. My goodness, guys, welcome back to another episode of Satoshi Saturday, the official Satoshi Saturday. I think I'm the only one that does this. And I had to go indoors today because, guys, when I tell you it is hot today, it is hot in Las Vegas, Nevada. I think it was because the conference just left and we're still hot from that. Last time I checked, the temperature was 103, 104 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's hot. So I could not walk around the neighborhood, man. Even just going from one little place to my car, I was burning up, man. So, and real quick, I want to give a special shout out to Rajat Soni. He's been giving me some pointers on my videos, and it's been helping. And also, him and Jor helped me with my thumbnail for the last video and was in my video, him and Rajat. They not only posted it in their channels, but they helped me upload it and everything else. And again, got a lot of views and a lot of subscribers off of that. Rajat and Jor have been instrumental in my growth here lately. I want to give a special shout out to them, and I appreciate them. And also, Rajat, him and Jor invited me to come onto the Maple Bitcoin channel live stream next Friday, or this Friday coming up, because Forrest Hoddle was out. He just had a baby, and they asked me to come on and fill in for him. And those are some big shoes to fill, but I'll do the best I can. So look forward to that. And then right after that, I'll be doing my my Fat Zap Friday. I do a live stream every day, Monday through Thursday, at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, for a couple hours a day. I give out free Satoshis. And then on a Friday, I do it at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific, and I give out double the amount of Satoshi. So I'll be working double that day with Maple Bitcoin and my channel on Fat Zap Friday. But the reason I'm making this video, I had another video planned, but I had an unfortunate event that just happened right before I turned on this camera. Good friend of mine. And I was just about to turn my phone on airplane mode and record the video. His grandmother just died. And, I was very close with my grandmother. So I talked to him for like 15, 20 minutes. You could tell he was obviously down and stuff like that. And I just completely forgot about what I was going to talk about in the video. And I just completely put that to the side and started talking to him about that. And, unfortunately, no matter how much money you make or how good life is or how good a shape you are in or what kind of house or car you got, doesn't matter, man. The circle of life is coming, and life is very precious because it's finite. And we've all obviously have gone through some losses in our personal life, but that hit him real hard. And he's a good friend of mine. And when you are close with somebody and you love them, you feel for them, And just got me thinking about my grandmother and, people I've lost in the past. And, we've all done that. And so I just turned on the camera, hit the reset button, and named it what I named it, the video. And Satoshis are finite money. And the reason why they're so important for humanity is simple. Our lives are finite, and the only thing that's more finite than these precious Satoshis are human beings in our lifespan. And unfortunately, today we live in a very corrupt system, and people are on a hamster wheel right now. They're running, and they're not going anywhere. And they're even trying to go faster, and they're going nowhere fast, unfortunately, because of the system we're in. And we're all sitting there on this hamster wheel. And it's a crying shame. And this conference taught me a lot, especially, listening to all the different people I talked to, and, because I was a sponge, man. I had my ears wide open, and I was just listening and taking it all in. I didn't go to a lot of talks. I did go to the final ones on the final day, the big ones with Lynn Alden, Michael Saylor, and Ross Ulbricht. Those three were incredible speeches, and Jack Muller's in between there. Incredible speeches. I think those are probably the four best speeches. Probably. I didn't see the rest of them. But those are incredible learning lessons, and also just being around the people and stuff like that. And being around the city this week with all these Bitcoiners and stuff, it was almost an unrecognizable place, because all these people here. Normally, when the Bitcoiners are not around, it's just a different atmosphere, and I'm not saying, Bitcoin took over the whole city. I'm not going to go that far, because again, we have a lot of people here, and there's only in comparison to the population, 35,000 people, but they were condensed in one area, and I was in those areas, and I was in those areas, and being in those areas and being around those people, it taught me a few things. It taught me that, and I talked to Jor about this, that people are good. They're good people. And Bitcoiners in particular, and again, we always got to use the 80-20 rule when it comes to anything, but I don't know, it might be higher with Bitcoiners, but these people, these Bitcoiners, you guys, people I met, they're just good people, man. Just such good people, I just cannot put that into words. I can't stress that enough. They're just very good people, and they're out here, they're not trying to pack their bags or number go up technology and Lambos and all that other crap. They're not in it for that, man. This is why it was difficult for me to go to the conference to begin with, because of the things that I'm against with, Bitcoin Magazine and, the core devs and stuff like that, and the things they've done in the past. But I'm so glad that I did, because again, they are a net positive, and it was cool. And the last day we were there, we had recorded a video Bodie did on his channel from Bitcoin Generations. Shout out to Bodie. We were sitting in Steak and Shake, and we all sat down, me, Jor, Bodie, and Rajat, Kevin was there, and we recorded something at Steak and Shake. But then we noticed there were security around. I said, why is there security around here, right? Come to find out, the dude that owns Bitcoin Magazine, I don't know his name, was there. And I'm gonna give you some inside of my little brain here. Even though I had a good time and stuff like that, I wasn't happy to see that dude. I'm not saying I disliked him or nothing like that. I just, because of the things that I know that Bitcoin Magazine has done and stuff like that. Again, I'm not a perfect human being. Am I a fiat dude? Do I like fiat? Would I take some fiat and do some things for fiat? Yeah, but again, I'm not perfect, but I would, these should not judge, but I'm a human, so. So he ended up coming around to our side when he was leaving, because we were by the exit door, and everybody at our table stood up and shook his hand. And I'm not gonna lie, man, part of me didn't want to stand up and shake his hand, but I said, you know what, Jerry, don't be like that, man. Don't be like that. You had a good time. And I stood up, looked him in the eye, and shook his hand. Didn't take a picture with him or nothing like that. But the reason I'm telling you that is because he gave me, because he did this conference, he gave me one of the greatest experiences I've ever had in my life, top 10 experiences. He did, and I got to give him credit for that. Even though despite my, you know, different reasons I didn't want to go. But he brought those people together, man. He did, and that's a net positive, you know. And it made me realize that we could have a world like this, right? Even on it's just a small scale. I know 35,000 people are not a lot of people. I know that. Before someone says that in the comments. But if we can get everybody to, like Jor says, get their green light on. And what he means by that, Jor from 88 Sats Radio says, turn on your green light, meaning when you open up to knowing what the system is and it's broken, and you find out it's broken, and then you realize and figure out after you're at least 100 hours, 100 to 1,000 hours, but somewhere in between that, you realize that the problem is so messed up, there's only one solution to that problem, and that's Bitcoin. And when you figure out that Satoshis are small units of those Bitcoin, and you realize that it's the most divisible money in the world, and you can transact at the speed of light, and it's finite and all these things, you can't print it and all the other stuff. When you realize those things, you realize it's the solution. It is the solution to this terrible problem. That's when your green light comes on. And everybody down there in Las Vegas that was Bitcoiners, obviously their light is turned on. And I have to thank the CEO of Bitcoin Magazine for putting that together and making me realize that there could be a great world if everybody were quote unquote Bitcoiners. And the reason why we're Bitcoiners right now is because we're still 99.9 whatever, still in the fiat world, right? So we're the outliers, we're the small guys, right? We're the minority is not even the word for it. We're so tiny in this ecosystem we're in outside of the broken system. We know what we're doing is right, but a lot of people don't, right? And the reason why I say Satoshis are important for humanity is simple. If we don't get as many people as we can, individuals like me and you, just regular people, to buy Satoshis and get them into cold storage and be a self-sovereign individual and saving that and stop investing and stop, because again, the only reason you're investing because your money is broken. And understand, once you get the certain amount of Satoshis that I consider being a very, very wealthy person, which is 1 million Satoshis, and I've talked about that ad nauseum on this channel. 1 million Satoshis, or 1% of your, your not your net worth, but your portfolio, your investment portfolio / savings, whichever one is higher. Once you get to that 1%, then you say, okay, or the million, again, whichever is higher. Sorry, someone's coming in, just threw me off. Then you say, okay, now it's time to study. Get to your 100 hours, and then you realize, oh my goodness, this is the way, right? This is the way we can solve these problems, right? This broken system, and the more and more people that get their green light turned on, the better the world will be. And then the whole world, in my dreams, this is what I want. I want every single dollar to be backed by Satoshi. Every digital dollar, not freaking, not these stable coins and all this other crap. I'm talking about, I want the US dollar, because again, I don't think we're gonna go to physical dollars. I think we're gonna go to digital dollars to be backed by a Satoshi. And the reason why I say dollars, and a lot of people say, well, why we just can't be a Satoshi or a Bitcoin standard? It will be a Satoshi and a Bitcoin standard, right? But you have to get people used to things. You can't just, this may take decades, it may take 50, 60 years to actually get off the dollars totally, completely, and go into a Satoshi / Bitcoin standard, if you will, because people are used to these dollars, yet they're used to the way it is. The reason why I say you back it up with Satoshis and put it into a cold storage in America, like a digital Fort Knox, if you will, is because you can't print, quote unquote, digitally print any more of these dollars unless they're backed by Satoshis. Which will do what? It'll keep us honest, right? Because like I say in all my videos, the United States has a lot of problems, but the biggest problem is we got a spending problem. We spend too much. And we can't do that as individuals, right? We can't spend recklessly like that. And this is what causes all the problems. So when people tell me that Bitcoin / Satoshis are not political, again, the only reason it's political is because the politicians and people above them that will remain nameless have done very, very wicked things with the monetary system. Satoshis are the only way that humanity is going to be saved. If not, we are going to be in a world where, dare I say, we will be slaves, guys. And you don't believe me, just take a look at the, I don't know if I can say it, but just take a look at a certain agenda in a certain year, about 4.5 years from now, okay? And there's a thing called a CBDC that I'm very, very nervous about, and that's going to be the catalyst to the slavery situation. Because again, the people that are doing this to us are going to be acting like the ones that are going to be saving us. It's almost like someone coming in, starting a fire, an arsonist coming in your house, starting a fire, going out the back door, and then coming out dressing up as a fireman and say, hey, I'm going to put the fire out for you. And they'll give you apps on your phone and give you some free money, quote unquote. UBIs disguised as free money, parachute money, unlimited. But when you take it, again, it's all about freedom, like Ross Ulbricht said. When you're depending on the government and you're living on the government's teat, then you are not a free individual. You're not a sovereign individual, especially when they can freeze your account and do all the things they can do. But with us, like Ross said, with freedom, decentralization, and unity sticking together, if we're have a solid foundation of learning and knowing what's going on, and the human species understands the problem, again, they'll know that the CBDCs are not the solution. They'll know that's another form of even worse situation of the problem. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Sorry about this format, guys. It was so hot, and there's all these people around, there's all this stuff going on, so sorry about that. A little bit of distracted. And again, my friend's grandma just died, and this is the only time I could record, so I had to do this. And again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Humanity can either go one way or the other. You know, there's always a fork in the road, and we have a choice. And what this conference has taught me is that we do have a choice. And I've seen this world. I've seen it on a small scale with all these Bitcoiners here. And again, we won't be Bitcoiners soon if we do the right thing. If we stay united, like Ross Ulbricht says, be decentralized, we will get our freedom, right? We act as individuals, but we do it together, united. And we won't be Bitcoiners, we'll just be human beings on a Satoshi standard. And we're very, very early, guys, very early. Even at $100,000, we are so freaking early, it doesn't even make any sense. And since you know that these units of the most finite, hardest money in the world is going to be the way, it's going to be the way, and it's the only way to save humanity. And everybody, again, probably is not going to be able to buy it. They'll be trading and working for it. Since you know that, guys, do you and your family a favor for the future, guys, and stack Satoshis today, guys, so that you and your family don't have to work for those exact same Satoshis tomorrow. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.